Okay, and okay, let's talk to Christy from Woodland Hills. Christy.
Am I asking a question now?
You are on the air, Christy. You're talking to Ralph and to Steve, so go ahead and ask that question. Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
You're on the air.
Go ahead and ask a question.
Hello.
Hello. I wonder why she can't hear us.
Am I on the air?
Yes.
Yes, you
you're
are.
on the air.
Oh, well, this is a rental question. I'm a renter in Woodland Hills, and the deposit was going to be in thirds, but now there's a sinkhole, and I think I've come across a slumlord, and a sinkhole, and what else? There's roaches. I mean, it's just not, the oven doesn't work. It's an as-is. Is that, what can I do? Do I have to keep up my term of the deal, or can I renege?
Well, there's a requirement. As-is doesn't really mean anything in a residential lease.
As-is, he can sell it, he can rent it out as-is.
No. There's a requirement of habitability in every one of these leases, which means it can't be roach
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Well, this is a building and safety issue, and in California, I'm very scared because, like I said, the backyard is with a sinkhole.
Christy, when did you sign the lease?
Ralph,
December.
In December? And
December 1st, like I said.
And have
so
you,
I feel that, I'm going to pay the rent and everything else, but it's only a matter of time before building and safety comes. He's going to have to give me back the deposit anyway.
You can withhold a couple of months' rent. You can send him a written letter saying you want the following repaired and list it out completely.
Yeah.
And then you can withhold the rent and use that to pay for the repairs, but not more than a couple months.
Thank you. Yeah, right. And it's not as serious as the previous caller, but thank you so much for your help.
Okay. Well, wait a second. Wait. Before you go, in addition to that, I hope you're still watching the TV and listening. In addition to that, call the Rent Control Board. Woodland Hills is part of the City of Los Angeles, and the Rent Control Board in the City of Los Angeles will probably be all over this landlord with the problems that you've just described. The board may be able to help you considerably. So in addition to everything that my partner suggested, do that as well. All right, thank you.
Just a little additional comments along the way. I don't know what the sound situation is, but
I hear you, and I don't think anybody else does. Seriously.
All right.
We're going to go on a break, and when we come back, we'll be taking your calls. If you're on hold, stay on hold. If you want to call in, calling in during the break is an ideal time to do it. The number is 1-800-405-4222. That's a toll-free number, and Ralph, me, Steve, him will be here to answer your calls when you do. In the meantime, when we come back from our break, we'll be talking to you. We've got some videos that I want to show, and it'll all be interesting. So we'll see you in just a little bit. Ralph here. My partner, Steve, he's on the phone trying to get a hold of the director so we can try to figure out how to make ourselves heard over the airwaves. If you can hear us, you can call. It's at 1-800-405-4222. And if you can't hear us but you're brave and you want to try anyway, telephone number is still 1-800-405-4222. You ask a legal question, you get a legal answer. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for our sound systems to be up and running, fixed and amended, perhaps, you getting through, Steve?
No, they're not picking up the phone.
That's a shame.
Hello?
Are you calling the 1-800 phone number?
This is quite a...
Well, do you have a legal question? Maybe that's a problem.
We can't hear you. People can't hear us. And nobody stays on the line during the breaks. Very frustrating.
And in the meantime, let's roll a video. Yeah, let's do the car truck video.
What's happening is we can't talk to people. Nobody stays on the line with us. We've been trying to reach you guys during the entire break. We want to see you all up here afterwards. And let's check the sound out. Okay, nobody can hear us.
Okay.
I don't know whether we're talking to ourselves or
I don't know.
Hey, guys,
it's hard to tell.
Those of you out in TV land, can you do us a great favor? Can you call in and just let us know whether you can hear us or not? Because I'm not sure you can hear us. And I just called our production staff, and who knows what they're doing.
I don't know. Did you get an answer?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Did you leave a message?
I talked to
You
him.
mean
I got an answer.
You mean so people?
I got an answer, but
Okay.
But it's...
Well, here's something interesting. While we're waiting for... I don't see the videotape yet. Do you see the videotape?
No.
Looks more like us than a car.
All right, so let's just play like the...
Well, here's something the U.S. Supreme Court did today. According to the Los Angeles Times, the Supreme Court today upheld personal background checks of government contracts and, private companies under government contracts for scientists and engineers by the thousands. And these intrusions started under the Bush administration, but they're still going on now.
What are you talking about intrusions?
We're
checking to see if somebody's a thief, a spy, or a traitor, or what?
But deeply into their background.
What's wrong with that?
Well, according to the United States Supreme Court, nothing. And me personally, I don't think there's anything bad about it either, but apparently it's been a controversy.
Well, I guess it's bad if you got a lot of things to hide, but...
If you got a lot of things to hide, maybe you and I as taxpayers, and maybe you folks out there as taxpayers, don't want to have that scientist or that engineer doing science and engineering on our behalf in really sensitive areas.
Unless it's witch hunting and like the McCarthy era, but I think we have a right to have people that work for us as taxpayers that are not stoned, drunk, not in rehab centers.
Well, I think that's
policemen who are carrying guns or
that's pretty
appropriately trained.
Upfront and blatant. But apparently these questions went above and beyond into the. They were prying questions into the private lives of these individuals. But it's cool now because the U.S. Supreme Court said it's cool.
Another area that I thought's been very interesting is the Facebook situation and how it affects kids today. It seems like if you're under 21 years of age or under 18 years of age, between about 10 and that range thing, everyone has a Facebook page. And they put the darndest things on these Facebooks. And what gets me, and I've tried to talk about it to people about this situation, is they put all these things on Facebook and don't realize how public it is. They apply to a college, and some administrator decides to check them out on Facebook, and they see torrid sex scenes, wild parties going on.
I've heard that college administrators are doing
smoking dope, or they apply for a job, and they show up in the job in the suit and tie, and then there are nude pictures of them on their Facebook website.
You're hired now.
It just seems to me people ought to be thinking. Recently, 2 Florida girls are facing cyber stalking charges because they put a fake Facebook up of, quote, a friend of theirs and placed obscene photos of, quote, her. They made it all up digitally on the Facebook, and they're being prosecuted for this. So the whole concept of cyberspace, social media, etc., is a real area of the law today and is changing every minute.
Well, I agree.
And I don't know what the answers to all these things are.
I don't know either, but the city of Huntington Beach, we're going to go to the phones in a second, but the city of Huntington Beach just decided against posting DUI convicted defendants on Facebook.
Why?
Why did they decide against it?
Yeah.
The discussion before the city council went both ways. One, the public has a right to see these people, but the vote went against. We have a call from Wolf in Santa Monica, but the city council decided not to because it would be too hard on the families of the people who are identified.
Well, in most every city and every town outside of California, the local newspapers publish all this stuff. It's called the police blotter, the police docket. Everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And, I'd like to know if there are pedophiles living in my neighborhood.